Namaskar. We have gathered here in the satsang organized by Kalabai Shri Mahadevendra Saraswati Shankaracharya Trust, Mumbai. A workshop on the historiography of Sri Adi Shankara, featuring eminent archaeologists and Sanskrit scholars, will be a beacon to us. First and foremost would be Dr. Mishra. The CV of Dr. Mishra itself is a survey. One can do a research and present a paper on his surveys. Now, I am not doing any research work here. Let's see it at a glance. Director, Heritage Cell, Kolkata. The organizations and the designations reads here as Regional Director, Board of Director for Archaeological Survey of India, Techno India University, etc. His publications and papers are countless. A unique one, I can say. The example of time, life and achievements of forgotten archaeologists. The papers, unique conversation on Moti Bagh Palace, Patiala, research in archaeology, art, architecture, cultures and religion. Has authored many books on archaeological studies and was a member of relevant academic professional societies. Has been awarded fellowship awards and other academic recognitions from many universities in India and abroad. Has delivered his lectures around the world, global present. Visiting lecture in UN Foundation, Japanese Trade Center in Tokyo, etc. Participated in many excavations of archaeological surveys in India. As the chief of Bhopal Circle, he is in charge of UNESCO project, and in 1998 he visited Paris to discuss on the project for preservation of World Cultural Heritage, a UNESCO project. He has also given heritage blogs. Let's observe his experiential and experienced presentation to have here a wonderful takeaway for us on this auspicious day. Please, sir.
Jai Nityam Mahesham Rajat Girijidham Charu Chandravatansam Ratna Kalpojjalangam Parshumrikvara Bhiti Hastam Prasannam Padmasinam Samantata Stutmam Gane Vyagrititim Vasanam Vishwavatyam Vishwavanyam Nikhil Bhaiharam Panchavatram Trinitram. Just a stuti of Lord Shiva. I start my deliberation. Before starting my paper, I take this liberty to thank from the core of my heart to Kalabai Shri Mahadevendra Saraswati Shankaracharya Trust and its trustee, who have been very kind to organize this seminar in a very short notice. This gave me an encouragement to come all the way from Eastern India, Kolkata, to this place. While I was traveling yesterday and I was with Swaminathan, I was discussing so many things. Sometimes God sends you an intellectual to join you in your mission. I was very busy with my work. My wife was also interested to join this, but she had to change her tickets. So many things were there, but Adi Shankaracharya wanted me, Sridhar ji wanted me, So I am before you. Before this, I had talked with Mrs. Mahurkar and other scholars also over telephone. I was wondering, what is the country where we are living? We are not able to fix up a proper date and time of that great saint. This needs to be thought by every Hindu Indian. I don't say Hindu Indian, I say every Indian. Why there is a controversy? What is the reason? That is very important. First we should know. We just listen to the lecture, we just attend the lectures, and then we disappear in our life. We don't go with any conclusion, we don't try to know about it. And so many years have passed, still we are in confusion. 788 AD, I was trying for the last 3, 4, 5 years to study what is this 788 AD, what are the findings, what are the substantiative evidences which the great man has given for 788 AD. Is it Shankar Digvijay or Belgaum inscription? For your kind information, I want to tell you, you can quote me, the original text of Shankar Digvijay is not available anywhere. For your kind information, I want to tell you that Belgaum inscription is not available in Belgaum or any of the libraries of Karnataka. I have put my so many colleagues, friends to get me that inscription's copy. And that inscription was the major source to establish the date of Adi Shankaracharya to 788 AD. I used to think, what has happened to R.R. Divakar, what has happened to Gopinath Kaviraj, what has happened to Mahampadhyaya Umesh Mishra, what has happened to V.V. Mirashi, D.C. Sarkar? They were not interested to know about the real date of this great man. Anyway, I am a professor, I am an academician, I can take this for several hours, and then also you people will feel that we want to know more and more. So I will just curtail this introduction. Today we are sitting here to listen my lecture about the date of Adi Shankaracharya. I think Sridhar and the academicians of this world would agree with me that no archaeologist has ever given any conclusion about Adi Shankaracharya's date scientifically with archaeological evidences. I admire a great scholar who is here, that is Dr. Parmeshwar Mishra. He is a very senior lawyer in Supreme Court. He was the one who presented his petition for Ram Janmabhoomi with so many evidences, and the Chief Justice, while giving the order on Ram Janmabhoomi, his 75% petition was accepted. As an archaeologist, my career in Archaeological Survey of India is of many years. I was sitting in many chairs, many important chairs in the country, outside country I have gone. But after my superannuation, Lord Shiva introduced me to this great man, Dr. Parmeshwar Mishra. He said that, oh, Phanikanta, I was wanting to meet you, talk to you for the last several years, but we knew you, you knew me, but we could not meet. Then suddenly our discussions, academic discussions started. I saw that that great man has covered almost every aspect related to Adi Shankaracharya. And now he wanted that I should write the foreword of his book, where he wanted my archaeological expertise in proving the date of Adi Shankaracharya, that is 507 BC to 475 BC. Of course, it was a very challenging task for me. I am a very big devotee of Lord Shiva. I said, let me work on it. I started my archaeological work. I told him it won't be possible immediately. I will have to give full satisfaction to myself before writing the foreword of this interesting book. I started reading the Kumrahar excavation report. The Kumrahar, the Patliputra, ancient Patliputra excavation report, written by A.S. Altekar and Vijayakant Mishra, 1951-56. We were sitting, working, reading. Suddenly we saw that in the trenches at period 1, you understand, period 1, just above the bedrock. I hope you all know something about archaeological stratigraphy and archaeological periodization. So that is period 1. Period 1 pottery was different. Pottery, I think all of you know very well. The pottery was different. Period 1A was the same pottery. That was also different. Period 1B, we are getting NBP. You understand NBP? I don't think anybody would, Murli or anyone can understand NBP. NBP is a northern black polished ware. Northern black polished ware is established ware when it is said that Buddha came into Buddhist world. This is established by archaeologists. That NBP pottery is a very shining pottery, and after Ashoka, that pottery came into prominence and it has black slit ware. So in period 1, period 1A, we are getting the pottery that is pink ware. That is pink ware. We are getting a ball with the lid, small balls. That is also pink ware. Period 1, we are getting pink ware. Period 1A, we are getting chocolate ware. And soil of both the places have ash. Try to understand, you people are very few, but you are all intellectuals, highly intellectual people. What does this ash means? During Vedic period, definitely there was some havan or any other activities was already existing at that place. I hope all of you will agree. I am ready to stand at any stage, anywhere, and I want to convince any scholars about this date. I have a research paper which I will be reading, but before that, I just wanted to give you an introduction so that you should know how this archaeologist is claiming this date. I have given on this topic lecture in not less than 14-15 places. University Grants Commission has also organized a lecture in Varanasi where archaeologists and many Sanskrit scholars were there. And I wanted to ask them, come on, you cross-examine me, tell me if I am wrong. There is another site in Haryana, that is Shurgurna. Shrugna. Shugna. The stratigraphy of Shugna is also same. In period 1 and period 1A, we are getting that pink ware and then ball and ashes, the clays of ash. Again there is some burn activity or havan or home or some sacrifice must have been done. That I am writing to Government of India that we should go for more researches of the soil of that area. Fortunately, my father is no more. He was Mishra who excavated Bumrahar 1951 to 56. He was one of the very eminent archaeologists of international fame who excavated Hampi, who excavated many sites of the country and outside. So he was the one who has written that report, and Dr. Altekar, who was the senior man, very eminent archaeologist, I think you people know, he writes in his preface that because I am senior to Mishra, but I have not put even comma and full stop in this report. This report is completely brought out by Mishra. He is no more, otherwise I would have asked him so many questions and he would have given me a clarification. I wonder why that time archaeologists were not serious about the date of Adi Shankar. If archaeologists would have been serious, definitely we would have solved this big confusion. But never late than ever. I will request all of you to go for the academic discussion and try to prove the real date of Adi Shankar. Otherwise, we are living in fool's paradise by giving date 788 AD. So I will go through my paper now. Of course, I have to take a lot of pains. I have very short of time. But Sridharji, I love him. I have seen him here, but I love him so much. Because I was thinking, there is a man who is working on Adi Shankaracharya. There is some blessings of Adi Shankaracharya on him. Why is he working so hard? And always he will be telling me, we have to do this, we have to do that, we have to work on it, we have to publish this thing. And continuously on telephone we are in contact. So, my dear Sridharji, I hope your this tireless work and giving respect to scholars, calling him, and that too an archaeologist like me, who is a very small man, and giving me an opportunity to speak at this stage, at this place, which is the birth of Adi Shankar. Is it not a great blessing to me? It is. So I'll be discussing, I just discussed with you the first point, but I have got many points to discuss with you all scientifically. I'm not telling you, I saw this inscription, I saw that inscription, and K.B. Pathak, who was made a scapegoat, I can say, by the British rule. What he says, you know, he says that Adi Shankar was born from a widow by a asura, and that is Adi Shankar. It is on record. We all Sanatanis are silent. We don't question, we don't ask them how he has written. He says in Belgaum inscription it is mentioned like that. And Belgaum inscription is true. Nowhere it is available now. So this is what is happening, and we have to find out how best we should plan to check this bad thing. We have to come out with our own conclusions and fight for the correct date. So my topic of today's lecture is Archaeological and Scientific Evidence Shedding Light on Adi Shankaracharya's birth and time. That is 507-475 BC. In an introduction, I spoke to you Adi Shankaracharya, highly revered Indian philosopher and theologian, so far is believed to have lived in the early medieval period by the modern scholars. We cannot deny that modern scholars have accepted without any investigation that he belonged to the medieval period. While his philosophical contributions and spiritual teachings continue to influence Hinduism, there has been a long-standing debate regarding his birthplace, time and life. I hope all of you will agree in this also. This article explores the archaeological and scientific evidence surrounding Adi Shankaracharya's birth and time. Historical context, I will discuss with you here. Adi Shankaracharya is traditionally considered to have been born about 2530 years back in 2631 of Yudhishthir era, while modern scholars say that he was born in 788 CE. But historical records from that era are very scarce. Note it down, very scarce. The primary source of information on his life comes from hagiographical accounts and texts written centuries after his time. The long debated birth date of Adi Shankaracharya is now traditional date, is widely accepted among the monasteries of unbroken lineage established by Adi Shankaracharya, but modern scholars ascribe him posterior date of 788 CE. The new findings suggest that his emergence likely occurred between 507 and 475 BC. I want to ask the modern scholars, come on, convince, we want the correct date of Adi Shankar. You come out with the proof, evidences, records. We will accept it, we will accept 788 AD. At that time they are silent. When in BHU, the seminar was conducted, so I asked all scholars, come on. No, but yours is convincing, archaeologically we have never worked on it. Then why don't you accept? Why you are still mad after 788? So now I directly come to the archaeological evidence which I spoke to you. Kalari, Kerala. Kalari in the Indian state of Kerala is universally accepted as the birthplace of Adi Shankaracharya. Archaeological excavations in this region have uncovered ancient temple structures suggesting the existence of a significant religious center. Morning, madam, some student met me and he said, come on, you want to meet madam? I said, yeah, I want to meet madam. So she goes for the Aarti, we will meet her there. So she was busy in Aarti. I put my eyes and ears in the surroundings. I have felt with my experiences that soil is changing. We should do excavation at this place. An archaeological excavation at this place will certainly give us enough evidence of Adi Shankar's birthplace. I am sure if we go up to the bedrock, again the same stratigraphy which we are getting in Kumrahar, we are getting in Shugna, in period 1 and period 1A, even period 1B, because this place was not covered by the Buddhist rule. So I am sure we will get some evidences. But unless and until we get the evidences, we cannot conclude the thing. So I would request Sridharji to plan, if he can plan with Mrs. Mahotkar, she is a scholar, and other your Swaminathan, all dedicated people, and if you can take up this job, if you get the permission from the authorities, I will definitely be with you for all the works. While this does not directly confirm his birth, it lends credibility to the traditional belief. Mathas, monastic institutions, mathas established by Adi Shankaracharya exist in various parts of India. Some of these institutions claim to possess ancient records and artifacts related to his life. Research into these historical material may provide insights into his birth and time. The recent researches related to archaeological excavations in Patliputra, Bihar, I already told you, and Shrugna, Haryana, has uncovered many authentic evidences about the period of Adi Shankaracharya. In his commentary on Brahma Sutra, Adi Shankaracharya mentions about Patliputra and Shrugna, Haryana. This is very important to keep in your mind. In the recent researches related to archaeological excavations in Patliputra, Bihar and Shrugna, Haryana has uncovered many authentic evidences about the period of Adi Shankaracharya. In his commentary on Brahma Sutra, Adi Shankaracharya mentions about Patliputra and Shrugna as prosperous cities. I hope you keep it in mind. In my further lecture, I will convince you. The Archaeological Excavation Report published by Government of India, Archaeological Survey of India, 1951, 55, 56 and Ancient Shrugna Excavation Report from 1963 to 1999 are the major clue. I am telling it is a major clue to fix the date of Adi Shankaracharya, considering downfall and existence of these cities in detail. The excavation report Period 1, as I told you, before 150 BC, tells that below NBP, northern black polished ware, the pottery finds were red ware and brown ware. We got a ball with edges, and from this layer, some mixed pottery of NBP were also discovered in period 1B. It was mixed pottery. Similar type of pottery were discovered by archaeologists at Umrahar KR4 in 10th layer and KR4 Z layer, in 6th and 1st layer in KR4 Z, 7th and 8th layer and KR 15th layer. The coins were also traced. This indicates that it was 150 BC. Coins were also discovered. Karshapan coin, the same Karshapan coin which Adi Shankaracharya mentions, in his Tika, Adi Shankaracharya has referred about these coins. Challenge and controversies. The study of Adi Shankaracharya's birth and time is complicated by the lack of concrete historical records and the overlay of religious and mythological beliefs. Researchers face challenge in separating fact from legend. The research presents convincing argument regarding the date and time of Adi Shankaracharya flourishes in 507-475 BC. There isn't a consensus among historians and archaeologists regarding the birth and time of Adi Shankaracharya. The traditional accounts and scholarly perspectives on his life and historical context have not been definitely established through archaeological or scientific evidences so far. I told you while introducing myself that so far no archaeological evidence have been brought in fixing the date of Adi Shankaracharya. While various traditions and texts provide dates and accounts related to Adi Shankaracharya, they are often based on historical and religious traditions rather than archaeological or scientific findings. Adi Shankaracharya is a prominent figure in Indian philosophy and spirituality and his life and teachings are mainly known through ancient texts, biographies and oral traditions. The dating of his birth, his activities and the locations associated with his life continue to be subjects of historical debate. In the absence of concrete archaeological or scientific evidence, the dating of Adi Shankaracharya's birth and events of his life are often based on traditional accounts and the analysis of historical texts. Different scholars and tradition may provide varying dates and analysis of historical and interpretation based on their own sources and perspectives. The debate surrounding Adi Shankaracharya, the eminent philosopher and theologian of ancient India, encompasses a wide array of issues and controversies that have intrigued the scholars, philosophers and religious thinkers of the centuries. Adi Shankaracharya is renowned for his profound contributions to development of Vedanta philosophy, his revival of Advaita Vedanta and his establishment of Dashnami Sampradaya, a monastic order. However, amidst his esteemed legacy, several key debates and challenges have emerged, casting a fascinating light on his life, teachings and influence. This discourse explores the numerous facets of Adi Shankaracharya's debate, delving into the disputes over the dates and his birth and death, the authenticity of his authorship, the interpretation of his philosophical ideas, his historical authenticity, succession disputes among his followers, and the impact of his teachings on Hinduism and Indian culture. It also considers the interactions between Adi Shankaracharya and other religious traditions such as Buddhism and Jainism, and examines regional and doctrinal difference in his legacy. In coming pages, we will be discussing these issues also. This introduction serves as a gateway to a deeper exploration of controversies and complexities that surround Adi Shankaracharya's life and contribution, offering insights into the enduring debates that continue to shape our understanding of this remarkable figure in the history of Indian philosophy and spirituality. What are the challenges and controversies related to Adi Shankaracharya? Historical documents. One of the primary challenges is in understanding Adi Shankaracharya's life is the scarcity of contemporary historical records. Most of the information about him is derived from hagiographical accounts and texts written centuries after his time. I hope you understand. This lack of direct historical documentation raises questions about the accuracy of the details provided. Multiple biographies. There are several biographies of Adi Shankaracharya, each with its own set of events and anecdotes. These variations can create confusion and make it challenging for researchers to determine the most accurate accounts of his life. Birthplace disputes. The birthplace of Adi Shankaracharya is a subject of dispute. While many believe he was born in Kaladi, Kerala, some scholars argue for other locations also, such as Chidambaram in Tamil Nadu. These disputes and complexity is understanding his origins. Dating his life, establishing the exact time in which Adi Shankaracharya lived is another challenge. While tradition places him 507 to 509 BC, some scholars have suggested different time frames, leading to debates about the chronology of his life. Sectarian controversies. Adi Shankaracharya is known for his role in the consolidation and propagation of Advaita Vedanta, a non-dualistic philosophical school. His teachings and reforms sparked debates and sometimes conflicts with proponents of other philosophical schools, particularly dualistic Vedanta and Bhakti movements. These sectarian controversies continue to this day. Influence and legacy. The extent of Adi Shankaracharya's influence and his impact on Hinduism remain topics of debate. Some view him as unifying and transformative, figure, while others criticize him for the perceived suppression of regional traditions and practices. Legends and myths. Adi Shankaracharya's life is often intertwined with legends and myths, which can make it difficult to separate historical facts from religious or mythological narratives. This complicates efforts to construct a reliable biography. Regional variations. Different regions of India have their own interpretations of Adi Shankaracharya's life and teachings, which can lead to variations in how he is understood and celebrated. Adherence to his teachings. The modern interpretation and application of Adi Shankaracharya's teaching also vary, leading to controversies within the Advaita Vedanta tradition. I hope Sanskrit scholars are here, they will be knowing more and more about it. In summarizing all this, Adi Shankaracharya's life and legacy are subject to numerous challenges and controversies, ranging from historical uncertainties to debates about his influence and philosophical contributions. Researchers, scholars and followers continue to grapple with these issues, contributing to enduring fascination with his iconic figure in Indian philosophy and spirituality. Now let us come for the discussion. I will not go in detail because we are short of time, many others who are there. But I am prepared for talking on this topic for hours and hours. But we will make it short. Today we embark on a fascinating journey into the past to explore the flourishing period of a prominent historical figure. While historical records often leave us with fragments of information, new evidence has emerged suggesting that period of this individual could fall 507 to 475 BC. Join me as we delve into the intriguing details and the methodology behind this revised chronology. In this research paper, I challenge the posteriorly accepted date of birth for Adi Shankaracharya, advocating for a revised timeline that places his birth and death 507 and 475 BC respectively. This argument is grounded in an array of compelling evidence derived from rigorous field research, archaeological findings, historical records, and comprehensive analysis of primary and secondary sources. The paper delves into the historical context surrounding Adi Shankaracharya's life, emphasizing the scarcity of contemporary historical records and complexities of dating events from this era. It highlights the traditional accounts, biographies, and religious traditions that have provided the foundation for our understanding of Adi Shankaracharya's life, but also underscores the need for concrete archaeological and scientific evidence to establish a more accurate chronology. Now I will discuss, we will revisit the historical records. Unraveling the true birth date of a historical figure is akin to solving a complex puzzle. Often we rely on ancient texts, inscriptions, and other sources to piece together the past. These sources, though invaluable, can be marred by inaccuracies, loss of damaged records, and evolving calendars. In the case at hand, we have encountered such challenges. Emerging evidence. Recent findings have presented a compelling case for a revised birth date. While the posterior date may have been widely accepted, this new evidence urges us to reconsider. The range of 507 to 475 BC emerges from an amalgamation of several sources, including inscriptions, cross-referencing with contemporary events, and astronomical observations. It is crucial to scrutinize these sources meticulously to validate this assertion. Inscriptions and records. Inscriptions carved into a stone or metal provide us with a tangible connection to the past. These primary sources, when deciphered correctly, can yield critical information about the period in question. Several inscriptions unearthed in recent years have hinted at the revised birth date. Please try to understand that. Revised birth date. The credibility of these inscriptions is currently under examinations by experts in the field. Still, I will not say that we have finalized it, but it is under examination. The excavation report from period 1 before 150 BC presents intriguing findings related to pottery and coins that provide valuable insights into the dating of the site. We have discussed enough about it. Below the NBP, Northern Black Polished Ware layer, archaeologists discovered red ware and brown ware pottery. Among these discoveries, a notable find was a ball with distinctive edges. Moreover, some mixed pottery items of NBP style were also uncovered in this layer. This pattern of pottery finds is significant because it corresponds to similar discoveries made at other archaeological sites such as Kumrahar and the layer KR4. The presence of coins, please keep it in mind, the presence of coins is another critical aspect of this archaeological context. The report mentions the discovery of coins in the same layer. Mind it, these coins when analyzed may provide additional confirmation of the dating of the site. As they often bear inscriptions or designs that can be linked to specific time periods. Nowhere it is connecting to 788 AD. In summary, the findings described in the excavation report, including the presence of distinctive pottery types and coins, strongly suggest that the layer in question can be dated to around 150 BC. There is no controversy among this. All archaeologists are of the one view. This is based on comparative evidence from other archaeological sites and the known characteristics of pottery and coinage from that era. These discoveries add an important piece to the puzzle of the historical context of the site and its chronology. Cross-referencing with contemporary events. Let us do that cross-examination. The birth of a historical figure is often intertwined with significant events of their time. By cross-referencing the purported birth date with documented historical events from the era, researchers aim to validate the revised date. This process involves meticulous comparison and any discrepancies are carefully addressed. Astronomical observations, that is also very important for dating Adi Shankaracharya. Astronomical records and celestial events mentioned in historical texts can serve as a guiding light in dating historical figures. Astronomers and historians are now scrutinizing ancient texts for references to celestial phenomena. The correlation between these events and the revised birth date is yet another piece of the puzzle. Challenges and skepticism. Challenges and skepticism surround any revision to established historical dates. Traditional accounts may have gained cultural significance, making it difficult for some to accept an altered chronology. This skepticism drives scholars to scrutinize the evidence rigorously, considering alternate explanations. The four main monastic institutions, peace, established by Adi Shankaracharya, which are considered significant centers of his teachings and influence, are Sir Jyotirmat, Joshimat, all of you know, Shardamat, Sringeri, all of you know, Shardamat Dwarka, all of you know, Sri Govardhan Puri, all of you know. Each of these mats plays a significant role in preservation and propagation of Adi Shankaracharya's teachings and traditions. While these mathas have historically been associated with specific regions and directions, they collectively represent the universality and continuity of Adi Shankaracharya's philosophical and spiritual legacy. As for the exact date of Adi Shankaracharya's birth and chronology of his life, there is still some debate and uncertainty among scholars. Modern accounts often place his birth around the 8th century CE, but precise historical documentation from that period is limited. As a result, the exact date of Adi Shankaracharya's birth remains a subject of conjecture and academic discussion. The dating of Adi Shankaracharya's birth can vary depending on different sources and traditions. The Kanchi Math, one of the very prominent matha, monastic institutions established by Adi Shankaracharya, traditionally holds that he was born in Kali era 2593. I think my friend Sridhar will also know about this, which corresponds to approximately 509 BCE. I hope even our date of birth differs in 2 years or 4 years. That is not a very meaningful. So your institution is giving 509 BCE, very much corresponding to 507. It is essential. I have got proof for that also. Not that I am telling because Sridhar invited me and I am favoring you. Not that. I am ready to speak about it. I have got much evidences and I will be writing an article on that. It is essential to note that dating events in ancient history, especially those related to spiritual and philosophical figures, can be challenging due to the lack of precise historical records from that time. Different mathas and regions may have their own traditions and calculations for dating historical figures, which can lead to variations in the dates attributed to Adi Shankaracharya's life. Come on. Now, I am standing before you with the evidences. Evidence 1, evidence 2, evidence 3. I would request my friend that you give a press advertisement and ask those people to come with evidence who are claiming 788 AD. I think this thing will be solved. I am sure nobody will come. Not a single scholar will come and ask you that it is 788 AD. Only scholars sitting in drawing room or in the library, they say, oh, 788 to fix hai. It is already established. Why these people are changing it? Discuss that more because it will be very lengthy. I have written quite a pages. Evidence number 2. Evidence number 2 is Mysore inscription. Any one of you who is numismatist would be very well versed with the Mysore inscription. That inscription is dated to 100 Shalimahan Shak, referred by Robert Saville, who was an eminent epigraphist. In Archaeological Survey, it is written and published also in 1884. Not that 788 AD papers are lost. I am telling you it is still available everywhere in Google also. The Mysore inscription dated 100 Shalimahan Shak, referred by Robert Saville in Archaeological Survey of Southern India, published in 1884 CE, provides compelling information regarding Ganga dynasty. All of you know that Ganga dynasty was existing during Adi Shankar's time. This is very common. Vedic texts are also giving you the references. So there is no confusion. And who was the ruler that time? That was Ganga dynasty's king was Trivikram, whose date goes to 2nd century AD. It is afterwards. According to this inscription, attributed to Shankaracharya of Sringeri Math, it reveals that Mysore king's Sri Vikram Dev was converted to Shaiv Dharma during this time. The significant historical aspect is that the ruler's identity can be traced back to the 2nd century AD. The scholars have confidently linked the Ganga dynasty with references in Vedas, Puranas and Upanishads, thereby illuminating the history of Ganga Vansh. I hope Am I clear to all of you? We have a very long text. I don't want to go in detail. But Veda, Purana and Upanishads are mentioning about Ganga dynasty. It is very clear. Kindly note it. You will get the references in Google and everywhere in the text also. In ancient copper plate inscription, just see, in copper plate inscription of Sringeri Mutt, Shankaracharya's birth date is recorded as the 14th regnal year of King Vikram of Western Ganga dynasty, corresponding to 521 AD. The Samvat system finds support in the works of scholars like Buhler, you know very well, a great epigraphist, Pandit Vishweshwanath Rao, he was an epigraphist, Dr. Rajbali Pandey, Dr. Bhandarkar, as well as being recognized by Dr. Parmeshwari Lal Gupta and DC Sarkar in their analytical studies. Notably, references to this Samvat system can also be found in King Ashok's Brahmagiri and Siddhapura small rock edict inscription. Note it down, Brahmagiri and Siddhapura small rock edict inscription, which are in close proximity to Sringeri Mutt. Ashok never came in 788 AD. 3rd century BC was the time of Ashok. Keep it in mind. Now I come to, I think coin and this inscriptional part is more clear to you. Now I come to evidence number 3. Adi Shankaracharya, the King Sudhanva, all of you must have heard about King Sudhanva. Where is Murli? Murli knows about it. He spoke to me on phone, that King Sudhanva. King Sudhanva of Mahishmati share a historical connection supported by archaeological coin and descriptive evidence. Adi Shankar in his text Mathamnai Mahanu Anushasanam refers King Sudhanva. Do you know about it? Madam must be definitely knowing it. She must be knowing it. Definitely she is a scholar. Similarly, Shankar Digvijay of Madhav, after renunciation of Vidyaranya Shankaracharya of Sringeri Mutt from 1381 to 1386, see, mentions King Sudhanva and suggests they lived in the same era. Adi Shankaracharya and this Sudhanva lived in the same era. This is mentioned in this Sringeri Mutt also. I would have loved if their people would have come and discussed with us. I would have cleared his mind totally. Records are very clear. There is no confusion in records. They have committed. When you fight the case and CBI has accused you, and in his FIR only CBI is telling that he is not accused, but he has filed the case. Same thing is here. They themselves have committed about this, and that commitment is recorded. It is not there only that it is lost, it is not changed, it is available. So, now we come to King Sudhanva, who ruled Mahishmati, belonged to the Chauhan kingdom, being the 6th ruler in the Chauhan genealogy, coronated dating back to 500 BC. Please try to understand. Chauhan kingdom established in 500 BC. Dr. Parmeshwar Mishra's book provides substantial evidence, including Maharaja Sudhanva's copper plate inscription, Chauhan's genealogical records, and related archaeological and literary findings. Chauhan dynasty's origin traces back to the end of Asura rule. We get the references in Veda about Asura. I think all of you know. Ancient scholars' viewpoint on the date of Adi Shankaracharya also corroborate this historical period. Brihat Shankar Vijay of Chitsukacharya, the second Shankaracharya from 447-423 BC of Sharda Pitam Dwarka, places Adi Shankaracharya in 2631 Yudhishthira era corresponding to 507 BC. Furthermore, a shlok from the early literary works in Adyar mentions the coronation date of first Acharya of Govardhan Math Puri, Sri Padmacharya, as Yudhishthir Shak 2655 Vaishakh Shukla Dashmi, aligning with the timeline of Adi Shankaracharya. This date is consistent with other references including Brihad Shankar Vijay and Chit Sukacharya and Vimarsha of 73rd Shankaracharya of Sharda Math Dwarka, Shri Raj Rajeshwar Shankarashram. The shlok indicates that Adi Shankar was born on a Sunday in the year Kali Samvat 2593, which aligns with his birth date. Shri Madhavacharya, known as Vidyaranya Muni, after taking sannyas, became Shankaracharya of Shringeri Math from 1381 to 1386. He abridged Brihad Shankar Vijay, Paschim Shankar Vijay in the form of Shankar Digvijayam, popularly known as Madhaviya Shankar Digvijay. A commentation, gloss of Madhaviya Shankar Digvijayam, titled as Advait Raj Lakshmi, was composed by Sri Achyut Pandit in 1824 CE, reproducing 46 shlokas from 16th chapter of 9th Ansh of ancient religious text. Madam, you know very well Shiv Rahasya Navansh. From there it is very well mentioned, and it consists of 10 million Sanskrit verses. That is Shiv Rahasya Navansh. Can anybody get me a glass of water? In Shloka 6, 7, 8 and 15 of this text, it is mentioned that after elapse of 2 millennium of Kali in Kerala, Lord Shiva will incarnate in the form of a Brahmin named Shankara. Similar analysis by other scholars such as narrative Chit Sukacharya to his disciple Anandakyam, as described in Brihad Shankar Vijay, also corroborates this narrative. Adi Shankar founded 4 Dharma Rajdhanis, which we all know. I will not go in that detail. I have given the date of all those Rajdhanis. I think if I discuss that, it will be very long. Though Dr. Parmeshwarnath Mishra, Dr. A.V. Antarkar, Dr. Shankar Narayan Shastri, all 3 scholars prove that Adi Shankaracharya flourished between 2631, 2663 Yudhishthir era, 2593, 2625 Kali era, but they differ in conversion of dates in C. Is it clear? Parmeshwarnath Mishra, Dr. Antarkar, he was a great scholar, great philosopher. Antarkar's theory, when I was in BA, I was reading his philosophy. T. Shankar Narayan Shastri also, you all must be knowing, very eminent scholar of South India. All 3 scholars have said that Shankaracharya's dating in CE should be revisited and it should be thought again. Based on inscriptions, after elaborate discussions of counting of same era from different tithi and month in different part of Bharat, Dr. Parmeshwarnath Mishra has converted above dates into 507, 475 BC, while Dr. A. W. Antarkar and P. Shankar Narayan Shastri, without going in depth, simply converted into 509, 477 BC. These differing perspectives reflect the complexity of historical dating and interpretation. Now, I am coming to that great man who was successful and he gave the date 788 AD. I am sure you would like to listen that also. We should know how this happened. A rather dubious date for Adi Shankara is proposed by modern self-proclaimed scholar K.B. Pathak, B.A., from Belgaum High School. In his article published in 1982 in Indian Antiquary, relying on a so-called book of 3 pages, he suggests that the date of Shankaracharya was 788-820 AD. Despite my efforts to find source book of this article in Belgaum libraries, it was nowhere found. I will at least bless anyone if anyone of you are from Belgaum and any of the libraries if you can find out. You can give a big support to this work. But I did not get it. Despite my effort, Mr. Pathak claims to have based this date on the handwritten manuscript found in the house of Sri Govind Bhatt Yelekar, who hailed from Belgaum in the present Karnataka state. According to Mr. Pathak, this information was recorded in the Bal Bodh Prasasti. I think you all know it. In a concise form, the relevant shlok pertaining to the proposed date of Shankaracharya is outlined. It is a Sanskrit shlok. In my article it will come. It is long. I don't want to waste long here. Shri K.B. Pathak introduces a highly questionable theory regarding Shankara, referring to him as Kushmandajat. Kushmandajat, I hope you know about it, the Hindi translation or Kerala translation. In his explanation, he cites a shlok from Mani Manjari that suggests Shankaracharya was born from a Daitya, demon, who had committed a heinous act with a widow. Anybody will accept this? But we all are silent. We have a great tolerance. I wonder. Furthermore, Pathak's book asserts that Madhavacharya is the offspring of Madhu Daitya. It is not recorded. The above date suggested by Sri K.B. Pathak has been supported by, and it has been supported by some of the scholars of Indian history. Dr. Hals, he was a Britisher. He supported this view. W. Logan, he was a Britisher. He supported this view. And Dr. R.C. Bhandakar, Sri Sir Jadunath Sarkar, and Mahamandaleshwar Kashikananda Giri, all of them agreed to this. However, it is crucial to emphasize that this viewpoint diverges significantly from established historical accounts and may lack broad acceptance within the academic community as it is perceived to lack substantial supporting evidence. The key historical sites associated with Adi Shankaracharya's life and era provide a compelling backdrop for understanding his time. Archaeologists, in their relentless pursuit of scientific evidence through archaeological excavations and research, have unearthed significant data. Dr. Parmeshwarnath Mishra's extensive study on Adi Shankaracharya's origin, references of cities and Karshapan currency in the Brahma Sutra Bhashya. The progression and decline of historical, cultural and religious context, placing archaeological evidence reinforced by the accounts of 2 renowned Chinese travelers, Fayan and Hansang. I would like to seek your attention on this point. This is another very important evidence which archaeologists have brought. Crucially, Hansang, the Brahma Sutra Bhashya reveals the presence of Patliputra and Shrugna, I told you earlier, solidifying their historical significance in the context of Adi Shankaracharya's life and times. Hansang visits to Shrugna in 634 AD. Where was it? 788 AD, Pataji. Where was Shrugna? Where was Patliputra? And Hansang mentions in 634 AD he visited. Hansang's visit to Shrugna in 634 AD offers a vivid snapshot of the spiritual landscape during the period. The records suggest that while Mahatma Buddha made attempts to convert people to Buddhist philosophy during his lifetime, these efforts were reversed shortly after his demise by a preceptor of rival religion. Wensang's observation during his journey to Shrugna underscored the decline of the kingdom and resurgence of Brahminical religion in India. That was after Buddha. Crucially, Wensang documented encounters of Bodhisattva Gunamati and Jagat Guru Madhava engaged in discussion with Sankhya and Param Shunyavad, that is Vedanta. This debate held in Magadha at Sri Govardhan Mutt in Puri Shankaracharya's territory strongly indicate the existence of the influence of Adi Shankaracharya. In this historical context, Sri Madhavanand, the 11th in the lineage of Shankaracharya, is documented with his time period spanning from 3010 to 293 BC, further reinforcing the timeline. Moreover, the second archaeological evidence at Patliputra corroborates the historical narrative. A thorough excavation led by K.P. Jaiswal Shodh Sansthan, I have discussed this thing, I will not repeat it. Additional excavations, that is also not necessary. These archaeological findings, together with inscriptional, numismatical, travel accounts, historical facts, religious records, and cultural evidence, collectively point to a clear conclusion. What else is required? Tell me. I am ready to face and I am ready to answer to you. Beyond this, what you needed? Clear conclusion, the 7th to 10th centuries BC mark a period when only Patliputra and Shrugna cities were not in existence. I hope you will understand this archaeological thing. This place is 600 AD. We are going to period 1. Period 1 is, I am telling Vedic period. Period 2, 3, 4, 600 AD, Shrugna and Patliputra finishes. Archaeologists have got no evidences till 1200 AD. In 788, where was Patliputra and Shrugna? It is on record. Let those 788 AD people come and see the report, see the scientific excavation. It is not there in record when in 6th century AD, whole culture of Patliputra and Shrugna was finished. There was no habitation. Archaeologists have found nothing. It was all debris. And Shankaracharya is mentioning about Patliputra and Shrugna. If he would have been in 788 AD, how he would have mentioned Patliputra and Shrugna, whereas that was never existing. Whole culture was finished. It's a very common thing. Sorry, I am getting a little excited. Don't take it otherwise. These archaeological findings, together with inscriptional, numismatical, travel accounts, historical facts, religious records, and cultural evidence, collectively point to a clear conclusion. The 7th to 10th centuries BC mark a period when only Patliputra and Shrugna cities were not in existence. Conversely, during Panini and Gautam Buddha's time, archaeological evidence attests to the developed presence of Patliputra and Shrugna. The discovery of Karshapan in Patanjali and Gautam Buddha's period of excavation at Shrugna reinforces the historical context during Adi Shankar's life. The evidence is overwhelmingly suggests that Adi Shankar's era falls within the time frame of 507-475 BC, refuting the modern dating of 788-820 AD without substantial scientific knowledge. We possess a substantial body of evidence pertaining to Adi Shankaracharya in historical context, notably in relation to the Nepalese ruler. This is another very important evidence. Vrishadeva Varman, evident in numismatic and coin collections. These numismatics artifacts, along with ancient archaeological records, contribute to our understanding of the time frame in which Adi Shankaracharya lived and thrived. Furthermore, it is imperative that we delve into intricacies of copper plate. We have enough copper plate inscription which is also giving us the dating of BC. an ancient inscription of 100 Shaliman Shak era, which holds vital clues to the historical timeline. Complementing this, the ancient inscription of Sringeri Mutt, as well as the Brahmagiri and inscription of King Ashoka from 3rd century BC provides additional context. An intriguing aspect of our exploration lies in the evidence suggesting that in 2nd century CE, the Shankaracharya of Sringeri Mutt played a pivotal role in transforming the Mysore Gangavadi kingdom into Shaiva tradition. We discussed it earlier. So, to substantiate our claims, further we must meticulously analyze the numismatic records associated with Ganga rulers. Kalinga too had connections with the Gangas, and its descriptional records and archaeological findings serve to compelling pieces of evidence corroborating the time frame of Adi Shankaracharya. It is important to note that prominent figures within the Indian legal system, such as a special full bench. I think, madam, you understand this also. I would like to suggest another very important thing, that what we are doing. We have filed a case. Dr. Parmeshwaranath Mishra has filed a case in Allahabad High Court, and double bench has gone through the case. For 65 days the proceedings was there, and they have given the judgment in favor of our BC, and they have said that it should be corrected, and they have asked the government to change the date in gazetteers. I think it's a very applauded decision of the court, Allahabad High Court. This also I wanted to mention, and I have put on record also. Systems such as special full bench of the Allahabad High Court, speaking through the Justice Sudhir Agrawal in the Sunni Central Board and Courts, Shri Gopal Singh Visharad and Courts, reported in 2010 ADJ, and has highlighted the need of more rigorous. Court says that we have to go for more rigorous and accurate approach to historical research. Nowadays many history is distorted. Many facts are not correct. These individuals have pointed out the work of certain historians who have allegedly distorted historical narratives. Their message is clear: the study of history requires solid evidence and an unwavering commitment to establishing the truth, ensuring a unified and well-founded historical account. A division bench of Allahabad High Court, presided over by Justice Sudhir Agrawal, speaking through Justice Sudhir Agrawal in Swami Vasudevanand Saraswati versus Jagat Guru Shankaracharya Jyotish Peethadishwar, Shri Swami Sarupanand Saraswati, reported in volume 12, being 2017 supplementary ADJ, relying upon the earlier research works of Parmeshwaranath Mishra, has recognized the ancient sanctity of Shankaracharya and has based its judgment on contemporary evidence. It is very sad that even after the court's judgment, still we are in illusion. Still we are saying 788, KB Pathak, Shankaracharya was born from a widow, these, that, all nonsense we are tolerating. Indian Sanatanis have got big tolerance. Now I will finish up. I think I have overburdened you, I have bored you. I would have gone long way, but I know you people must be a little depressed. Other scholars are also there who will be also waiting for their paper. So in the conclusion part, it is very small. I will finish it off. In summary, the historical dating of Adi Shankaracharya's birth has long been a subject of debate, marred by misleading research in the past, the absence of scientific findings and missing documents. This complex historical puzzle has led scholars to question the modern accepted date around 788 CE. Emerging evidence including archaeological discoveries, inscriptions, numismatic records and references from ancient texts and scholars has given rise to sound timeline, placing Adi Shankaracharya in the period 507-475 BC. The revised chronology finds support in an expanding body of historical, archaeological and epigraphical data. Archaeological excavations at sites like Patliputra and Shrugna, along with inscriptions and numismatic artifacts, offer valuable insights into the cultural and religious context of Adi Shankaracharya's era. Accounts from travelers like Wensang The influence of Sanatan Dharma in regions such as Magad and the historical narrative of Ganga dynasty and Chauhan rulers further contribute to the contextual understanding. Research and scholarly analysis backed by historical references from ancient texts and inscriptions challenge the conventional dating of Adi Shankaracharya's life. While debates persist, the evidence presented in this discussion sheds light on the world of historical research and ongoing quest for a precise understanding of this iconic figure of Indian philosophy and spirituality. It underscores the importance of rigorous evidence-based historical research, emphasizing the need to consider multiple sources and perspectives to arrive at a more comprehensive and accurate portrayal of Adi Shankaracharya's life and time. I think I should stop here. I should give you a small brief. Now I have much more things to say, but I will not go ahead. It will be very
On behalf of Peter and the Mahadevendra Saraswati Shankaracharya Trust,
Thanks everyone.
we are indeed, indebted to Dr. Mishra because he has set our minds thinking on what we need to do, and I think this is the right kind of platform on which he has set our minds thinking. Thank you, Dr. Mishra.
Thank you very much, sir.